Okay, so this is the beast. This is the heat press. We don't know an awful lot about it. It's called a photo press. I was talking to some people at a trade show. They think it's made in England, and it's a really heavy duty sort of press. We don't know how old it is, but it's certainly been around for quite a while. This is called the Platen, and what you do is you get one of these sort of Teflon cushions, and the t-shirt will go onto this area here. This is the press itself, so it slides out. Obviously I haven't got it switched on at the moment. It's very basic in terms of controls. You've got the temperature gauge there. Most of the work you'll be doing is around about 170 to 180 degrees Celsius, but it can go up to 300, so it's quite versatile. It takes about 20 minutes to really properly heat up, and certainly we would recommend that you know it's allowed to do that. And then when you're ready to press, you pull the lever, and what that does is it actually brings this is the heating part, it brings that right down onto the platen, onto the t-shirt, for however long you need it to go, and then you release it and push it back. On this side of the press there's no heating element or anything under there, so it will be warm, but that doesn't heat up. This is the only bit that heats up, and then obviously you need to make sure your vents are kept clear. So this is just another little shot of putting the t-shirt on, so you can actually put it on the platen itself and put it underneath. What we tended to do was to just lay the t-shirts flat. Sorry, I'm doing this one-handed, but we'd lay the t-shirts flat. Then you've got a bit more control about where it is on the platen, and then obviously you would put your transfer and anything that you wanted to put on there. You should always cover the material with either a Teflon sheet, which you can get from your print supplier. That protects the transfer and also protects the shirts, and we've started using an extra cushion as well, and that's particularly useful if you're doing polo shirts or anything with buttons or zips, because it means that it protects whatever's on it from the pressure of the press. In terms of size, you know, it's a fair old size, and it's a heavy weight. Just give you an idea. So that's the set square there, and that is 30 centimeters. So you're probably looking at about 30, 60, 80 centimeters in length. In height, you're looking at 30, probably about 40, 45, and then in width, you've got 30 there, and probably about the same again, about 40 in its width. So this actual size can take, well, I've done an A3, a slightly smaller A3 print on a t-shirt. It really depends, everything depends on the size of the actual heating element. So if you know the size of the element, you'll know how big you can actually have in terms of transfer. But we've certainly done A3 without any major difficulties, and we've just made sure we trim down the design. The Iron Maiden ones are licensed. Some of the others are just like tribute shirts. These are all 80s and 90s originals. We're including this printer, which is a HP PhotoSmart all-in-one. It's a good few years old, but it does have a scanner, which is quite useful if somebody wants an image doing from a photo. It prints A4. It will certainly need new ink cartridges, but you can get those fairly cheaply now. You don't have to buy the HP ones, although you know the HP ones are better quality, but you can get some good ones. So that's included as well. There's quite a few sweatshirts here. I think they were the remainder of an order for a school, sort of different sizes. I'll just give you a kind of idea. There's some really tiny ones. in the grey. The grey seemed to be the big requirement. There's some 80s retro sweatshirts that we were going to put up onto eBay or one of the vintagey sites. Then there's a selection of navy. So there's a selection of navy, again school size. There's a few tracksuit bottoms as well there. I reckon there must be about 30 of those. There's probably about 20 of the greys. Then there's kinds of miscellaneous coloured t-shirts and sweatshirts of different sizes. Right, you might not be able to see very well, but these are all individual letters. But you can see there, these are letterings if you wanted to personalise any shirts, and there are quite a few trays of those. They're not all complete sets, but you know, numbers that you would use for sport shirts. Not quite sure if they're all there. There's a box. There's also a box of quite random designs. So this one is I'd rather be camping. There's some really sort of 80s style sports. Again, they're all very, very retro. Things like I'd rather, or a bad day is better. Bad day fishing is better than a good day at work. So they're all a bit odd. I think he bought them in a kind of job lot. But you might find a golden nugget in here. So we've got things like football. There's World Cup Mexico 86. So, you know, like I say, there are possibly some little nuggets in there if you've got the time.